Yeah, I'm very sorry too. I'm very sorry too.
Okay, sir. And Sam, so tell us who you are in relation to Jesse's and what's going on today.
Well, I'm one of the owners. We are three brothers, and we lost our business thanks to the landlord. After 30 years being in this block, very sad, very upset. I'll miss my customers, I'll miss my neighborhood. That's my last day. Very sad, very sad.
We heard that a lot of people were sad that you were leaving. How long have you been here? What has this community meant to you?
Those are my family, actually. We grew up together. 30 years we've been in this block. 30 years, so it's very sad. Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
Now, we've heard that the closing of St. Vincent's kind of perhaps precipitated the close of your establishment. Is that so?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you tell us how?
Well, I mean, 80% of my customers usually from St. Vincent.
And on a daily basis, I mean, what was your interaction with those St. Vincent's customers?
Like I said, almost about 80%. So, you know.
Do you think more could have been done to save that hospital?
Definitely. Oh, definitely.
Why do you say that?
I mean, I think it's all about politics and money.
And what does the future hold for you now, sir?
No job right now.
3,500 jobs were lost at St. Vincent's.
Yes, sir.
And the mayor, people have said the mayor barely said anything. What's your opinion about that?
No comment.
No comment? And is your plan to stay in the neighborhood?
I'm looking, actually. I'm looking. I want to stay here. This is my home.
Now, if I may ask, did you try to negotiate anything with your landlord?
Oh, it's over. He's very, very. Okay, all I can say is very greedy.
Do you think it's just him, or is it the neighborhood in general that's changed?
No. Neighborhood is the best neighborhood.
In terms of real estate, have you seen a change?
Oh yeah, big time, big time.
What have you seen?
I mean, the rent's really high these days, you know, and you can't afford to rent a small spot, that's it. It's very expensive. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And what have people been telling you in the past few days since they heard that you've been closing?
Very upset. People are crying. People really, you know, it's sad, very sad.
I've been to St. Vincent's a couple of times. It's really helped that it's so close.
Right. You know, St. Vincent's provided a lot of business for the neighborhood, and a store like this, a store like Jesse's, where there were sandwiches and coffee and breakfast and lunch, and you know, all the workers from St. Vincent's aren't keeping the businesses going anymore. So the small stores are not surviving.
So, what do you have to say to the politicians who some people feel might have been able to do a little more to keep things?
I think we should have done a little more. It was a good hospital. Definitely worked, and it provided a lot of good business for the small shops around here.
What do stores or establishments like Jesse's mean to Greenwich Village?
I think it's the friendly face. I think it's coming in and saying hi and developing those relationships with people. And when you come to the same store for, in our case, 15, 16 years, you know, you're used to seeing somebody. And it's, you know, when that relationship is severed, it's difficult.
Thank you very much.
Bye, sweetheart. The neighborhood still means so much to me, but the place, that's it, it's over.
How long were you here?
34 years.
What does it mean to you to close your establishment?
I feel bad. I do.
Why?
I can't say more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One last thing, sir. What do you want to tell the community?
Keep the small business open. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. You're all wonderful. Thank you. God bless you.
Why am I here? I've lived in the neighborhood for 35 years, and I've been coming here for 30 years. And pretty much every day, every morning, and it's just horrible what's happening. Just unbelievable. There's a whole group of us that meet here all the time. Everybody got to know one another. The guys are great. Sammy and Casey and Eddie. They know everyone on a first name basis. And it's a tragedy that with the closing of St. Vincent's, which in itself was a tragedy, that not only this business, but also the one next door was just knocked out by the big businesses. So it's just very sad, that's all I could say. All the doctors, nurses, staff, people visiting people would come in here all day long. This place was packed all the time, constant activity back and forth. The food is very fresh. You know, just kind of like feeling abandoned now in a sense. Where are we going to go in the morning? There were other places, but nothing like this.
What do you think, generally, what do you think about what's happening in the village of the city, with hospitals closing, St. Vincent's closing?
Well, of course, St. Vincent's, that was a tragedy. The neighborhood is without a hospital now. There's a hospital across town, Beth Israel, who are getting the overload of the people from St. Vincent's, which makes it more difficult for people to get appointments. I know I've had that experience myself. And just the neighborhood in general. There are all of these kind of very small fast food places that just open and close. Every few weeks I walk by, something new has opened and then closed. The really stable places that were here for years and years are gone. There were fabulous restaurants and other places in the neighborhood, and they're just gone now. This area has changed so much. The village is great, it still is, but this area here, completely different. It was right on the corner when I moved in, it was a coffee, a diner. Joe's. Yeah, the Village Star. The Village Star. Joe's is on 6th Avenue. It was right here on the corner. Everything is just so different now.
What do you say to folks who say that's the nature of things?
I don't know what to say. I mean, you know, just don't know what to say. What can we do about it? We tried very hard. All of us spoke to the local congressmen and people in the area. The owners of the shop did. People promised help. All along there was a lot of hope, and they were hoping at least to keep half of this place. It is my understanding that, I'm not sure, but that the Duane Reade will be expanding into this area, and there's so many Duane Reades and so many Rite Aids and all of these big businesses. Like, why do we need all of them? We need a place like this.
That we have a hospital? I think it's important for the community to have a hospital, yes. Yes. I think what's more important is that the landlords get real and stop charging exorbitant rents for their commercial space. I think that the Marc Jacobs of the village should be, you know, it's tragic. It's no longer the village, it's Madison Avenue. And that's not, you know, people who have lived here all their life. You know, when Marc Jacobs moved in, I moved out of 11th and West 4th. So I don't want to be Madison Avenue in the village. And the woman before me is absolutely right. You know, the charming, quaint shops that make up the village are no longer here.
And why did you come by today?
Just to see what was going on.
I
I used to come here a lot.
Tell us what
Very good muffins here. They always had great muffins. And no, she's right, it was always packed. Now everything is Starbucks, everything is, like she said, Dwayne Reed, Marc Jacobs. It's not an artistic community like it was in the 60s, 70s, 80s. Elected officials basically follow the dollar. That's what I have to say. And I'm a real estate broker.
So you've seen this neighborhood?
I've seen it change from a resident's perspective and a business person's perspective. Pat McKeon at Key, New York. I mean, you go now to Bleecker Street. It's like Madison Avenue, which I love Madison Avenue, but I want to go to Madison Avenue for Madison Avenue, right? And it was just a really charming community. You know, you could go in and get a pound of whatever, and if you didn't have the exact 50 cent, you know, if you were short 50 cent, the guy would always say, don't worry about it. It was just a community that's no longer. It was an artistic community that's now basically, you know, conglomerate USA type situation. It is still, in my opinion, the best place to live in the city because of the buildings, the people that live here. But you know, if you look up your history, this is the whole renaissance of the gay movement was here. Everything started here. The art movement, everything was Greenwich Village. People come from all over the world to be here. Thank you.
This you have some espresso, right? This one too?
This has been my home away from home, and it was just like a place to hang out with my buddies, and the guys who ran the place and serviced were so nice, so supportive. I'm really gonna miss them. I'm really sad and I'm really upset that they're closing, and I came here today to say goodbye. And I'm very upset that they couldn't get the right kind of support and compensation from people in power to help them along to save this place. This served a need, a genuine need to gather together with people in a relaxed, casual environment and to socialize in a natural way, and now it's being taken away.
So are you a village resident?
I live in the West Village, yes.
So I take it you've seen this cycle happen?
Yes, and it was very upsetting. The Paperworks next door, when they closed, they were my buddies also, and they were very supportive and very nice.
Now, one of the owners, a couple of the owners have said that they lost about 75 to 80% of their business when St. Vincent's closed.
Yes.
People are trying to landlock that site for use, to be used as a hospital in the future.
I think it would be an excellent idea. I think we do need a hospital in our neighborhood. People like me and others would feel much more secure to know that there's a hospital nearby. And then it could also help to generate business.
Do you think it's sort of short-sighted for politicians not to go to bat for hospitals when they have such an important role economically in the neighborhood?
You know, I don't know how to answer that question because I couldn't back it up with facts. But I think to take a hospital away from a neighborhood and not replenish it and establish another hospital or support them, I think is kind of, I think it's very upsetting. I'm sure going to miss you guys here. And I will say one good thing. I'm so glad that Smokey found a wonderful little home nearby, so at least we'll get to see him. He was the mascot, the cat, and he's in good hands in his forever home around the neighborhood.
I just wanted to say it's a sad day, a loss for all of us in the neighborhood. This has been a wonderful, wonderful refuge. They are the most, the owners and the workers, probably just men of integrity, and created a beautiful atmosphere for all of us. They're decent, hardworking people, and it's very sad after all this time, and we'll miss it. It's just a great coffee, great food. Actually, no laptops. Just a lot of people doing their own thing, conversation or private, reading the paper, doing crossword puzzles, coming in and out before they go to places, going back out. It's just been easy and casual, and they're very fine people, so they created that. It's not just the old-fashionedness of it, but it's also the kind of people they are. And just considerate, good people.
What would you like to see here now that Jesse's here?
I can't go to that because it really is. It's really the people as well. I mean, it's really the people that ran this. Of course, I'd like a more informal coffee shop where people could just come in and not, just a nice informal family neighborhood coffee shop. But you would also have to have these guys here as well, because it really was a combination.
Do you have any opinion about what's going on in the fight for security?
No, I don't want to do that. I just want to keep it to the personal today. It's a real loss for all of us, I think.
Bye, everybody.